Hey, Lipper family. I am here at plant 91 here in Elkhart, and we are competing still at that gold standard for visual management. I'm going to give some feedback on what I see. So immediately off the parts presentation standpoint, I've seen a couple plants do this really well. This is definitely a huge opportunity that I want to challenge the teams on. I think 149 has a good practice of their cart system for the small components, but every single one of us literally just have drop bays where we throw wood, we throw foam, and then the organization is all clutter at that point. This is where the start line is. If your standards are at a high level here, it'll elevate the standard for the entire line. So I really suggest everyone to reconsider how you're presenting parts to the line. Glue stations, build stations. We've got some ergonomics that looks like we're building. Looks like we're cleaning up inside the racking. We have a lot of room to go in these organization bins. I do highly suggest us to go away from the fastened bins. They are really hard to clean. Every bin should be removable so you can dump it, keep it, and clean it. Otherwise, what starts to happen is parts become unorganized and components end up in the wrong buckets. One thing I will say in this area that I have seen that I do like is right away they have some cool visuals, right? It shows the time, it shows the number of pieces built, which they're not up to date on. That's the problem. But I really love these signs right here where it says upholstery line 8. They even got a cool little nickname. Each team has one. They're color coded. Each line is color coded. Even their little shadow boards are all color coded at the same line. That is a best practice. Obviously, we do not have a home for everything, and we kind of use it as a stop and go. This is a huge opportunity to improve. As we migrate down the line, I think these carts are a great opportunity to keep things off the floor, but I do think there's a better solution so that we can mitigate the stop, go, and move. Maybe even present the components kitted for this component, organized, so that when the upholsterers get it, they don't have to think. They don't have to try to fit it and organize it. Even their hardware might make sense to put on here, the item, etc. Anything that they might need. Maybe there's a next level of how we present the parts to the line. Their trash cans are massive. I think this is a good. I would like to probably see something where maybe they're flexible, they're movable. One idea we did have while I was walking the line, we've got these great, awesome steamers, but a lot of these cups aren't connected. So what happens if we lose them? How much downtime does that create? And a lot of times I'll walk past lines that have water bottles everywhere, right? So these water jugs have to be refilled. We talk about visual controls. One thing that came up in this conversation is if there's a water spider who's in charge of keeping the line stocked so that the team members don't have to leave to go get water down the hall, what if there was a signal, a flag saying, hey, the water jugs are half empty. Maybe there's a set quantity, 20 jugs, 10 jugs, whatever the quantity is, so that the line never shuts down from water. But you'd have a flag system so that the water spider would say, hey, we're halfway out of the water. Let's swap carts and let's restock. That process can be duplicated across the board though, right? Every single component could have a Kanban system and really could be usable. So this is a station I do want to kind of highlight. They've been working on this one. They've got some improvements already. They've organized all the bins. They are starting to label. One thing that I can't help but notice is where are they using these, right? So the habit that was happening is they're asking, what about, tool belts? What about all this? But look where the work's done, right? If the operator is doing the work right here, why isn't the components right above the back? All the tools right above the back. Now the solution has to be engineered a little bit, but ideally, how much time would that save from having to grab a couple, walk over, grab a couple, walk over, right? Some of them will even pick them, lay them all over the floor. But imagine the parts being right here, all your screw guns right here above it, and you can literally grab what you need, do the work, and maybe it's on an arm that swings in and out, right? Or maybe it's on a little cart with wheels that's balanced out, that sits behind it, you can push in and out. I don't know the exact solution, but the opportunities are there for us to challenge. And same thing here, all these components definitely need a home. Where do I need it? When do I need it? And with the battery chargers, one concept is to hang the battery charger so they can see it while they're working if it's done or not. Same thing, they can see if the other battery charger is done. They can share a little bit of the battery packs. But again, I do love the visual displays up here. I would love to see a KPI board I still don't know how many bad parts this line's produced. I don't know what their first pass yield is. Again, they don't keep it up to date on the hour by hour. What is the best practice for Marine to show and communicate from a visual display the scoreboard? All of us are sports fanatics. None of us would play a sport without a score, right? So my biggest rally cry right now is you can't be passionate about winning if you don't have a scoreboard. For that, you can't be passionate about winning if you don't have a scoreboard. So let's get scoreboards.